Hey people, it's Kelly of Prayerful, and I'm here with my Wild Thoughts Faith Journal. I wanted to show y'all what I've been doing in the month of January. So some of what I'm going to flip through is what I did last year, but I'm going to just bypass those pages because I just went all in through the journal. So if you're not familiar, this is a journal that I created with my patrons in 2022. It was released on Amazon in 2022. It actually comes in two pieces. This is the Faith Journal, which has all of the illustrations in it. Then there's a kit in my shop, and then the Dot Journal, which has the dot pages, the additional pages, was also released on Amazon. So Amazon, and then the kit with the additional pages that you may see that I've used in here are in the kit. All right, so let's dive into my Wild Thoughts Faith Journal. I put mine on the yellow disc per the voting on my Patreon. So pounce into positivity and prayer. Faith Journal belongs to me, of course. This is the day I started it. My completion date, I am aiming for 2023, like by the end. But I feel like the rate I'm going, summer. So, copyright acknowledgments to God, dedicated to my patrons. This is what the Wild Thoughts Faith Journal is about. There is Kelly, that's me. Hey, people. So this is a collage that's available on my Patreon, and this is my About Me page. This is also a page that I've explained on a previous video from my entries from 2022. This one as well, and these are some pieces from the kit as well as the washi tape that I sold separately. Also from 2022. A ditto for my birthday. And here we go, 2023 January. Boom. So I took some pages from here, but you can see my pages are still intact. And that is because I have two copies. So, yeah. So this is what I did rip up. It's my other one. But that is what these pages here are for. The ones in the back are for you to either collage with or on. I understand somebody may not want to use this one because it is tied to this. But these two pages are for you to take out and collage with or do as you please. I just happened to use the one that didn't come with my book. It came with my, what is this? Not for proof. This is my proof copy. So I use that. So here's what's going on with it. I actually have some little dots in there. I don't know if you can see that. All right. So just talking about wild thoughts that I have being, like, let me try to break down this particular spread. So me being a wife was once a wild thought. So I said there are a billion people in the world, and like the odds of you finding like your person, like that person for you, to me is a wild thought. Like your true person. Like of course you can find pretty much anybody. You know, I could be with you, them, and them. But to find that person that you know God has for you, is a wild thought. It's like, is that really gonna happen for me? So that was like my first wild thought. I was real specific. Like I get real specific with God, and I'm like, I want to meet my husband in college. I want to find him in college. I want him to find me. However this works, like I want us to be together in college, and that happened, and then it didn't happen, and then it happened again, in the sense that like we broke up, of course, you know. Young and dumb. You live, you learn. So we broke up and we were in church one time. My husband, if you don't know, my husband is the one who got me like really, really into church. He was standing in the threshold. He was supposed to speak at church. And I was sitting at the table with my parents. And I think I said this out loud. And I was like, that's my husband. We were not together at the time. Like he was just my friend. I didn't want to be with him. I was like, this is not working out. And I looked at him and he was like greeting people at the door. And I was like, that's my husband. It was such a beautiful time. And I didn't think that was him. Like, we met with the pastor and everything. Like, he called the pastor to, like, meet with me. And the pastor was like, I mean, I feel like you know your feelings. I was like, yep. And I know that he not the one. Like, it was really wild. But, yeah, wild. It's really wild. But that thought of becoming a wife and having my husband find me and us connecting and loving each other out of the billions of people in the world, that was definitely my first wild thought. Then being a mother of multiples. So first of all, I was told that I could not have kids because I had a irregular cycle like all my life. Like I would go months without my cycle. And one of my pediatricians told me when I was younger that that might mean that I possibly can't have children. Crushed me. I'm an only child. Only children usually have about 20 kids. I ended up with 3. So that was hard for me considering this wild thought. And I was like, who is going to want me if, I can't, create life with them? Like, I just thought that I was not going to be able to measure up to what my husband would want. And he actually was like, oh, it's okay. We'll get dogs. We ended up with 3 kids and 2 dogs. And now we board dogs. So we always have a ton of dogs. You might even hear Ray barking in the background. Dallas is over there on the chase. Like, dogs are everywhere. So, yeah. Mother of multiples. That's what I call a mom. MOM, mother of multiples. So I had a chance. I was blessed and had favor enough to have my children, even though that was a wild thought. Being a wife was a wild thought. Let's see. This is just talking about becoming a mom. Aside from being a mother of multiples. I say, heaven knows, only God has the power to know my destiny. So no matter what I think, say, or do, his perfect will be done. Oh, just tat it on my hand so I can see it all the time. Like, that was, yeah. So, what is this? Oh, entrepreneurship. I wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was a little girl. My first business was selling my, what is that stuff called? My candy. Okay, so when I was little, we would have Halloween candy, and I couldn't eat all the candy. Of course, I didn't even want all the candy. What I wanted was to be an entrepreneur. So I sold my candy for a dime each. That's how old I am. A dime used to mean something back in the day, people. And I sold it for a dime each. It was funny because my son created his first business. He was making paper airplanes in elementary school and selling those. It's just so cute. But I wanted to be an entrepreneur all my life, and I've had different business opportunities. And I just was thanking God that I'm blessed enough to have his favor to be able to have those experiences. So those were my like top 3 wild thoughts: being a wife, being a mom, being an entrepreneur. It's like what are the odds of that happening? We went over this one. These are 50 positive words in alphabetical order. Being strong. I skipped this one. I'm trying to figure out if I want to write across this because this is not dot grid. Some of my pages are dot grid. Like this is obviously like a pink dot grid. But then you have like the gray. Most of them are gray dot grid. Okay, and this one was just straight, just blank. I pulled in a page from here. From the dot journal to make this spread. Well, this spread, this spread, this spread, and this spread. So all of those will me adding to the journal, in which you can do. All right. But when I got here, I was like, I don't know. First of all, I can't write straight. I don't want to blame it on me being a left-hander, but I'm left-handed, and so this is how my words, they never turn out like this. So, I was trying to see what I would do. Would I do journal cards? Would I write something really big right here? Will I just write in here and let this, just be? Like, let it just be clear with this nice, fabulous, beautiful line on it, scripture down here. I'm not sure yet. So I said, you know what? Since I'm thinking about it too much, skip. So I skipped that page, went over here to turn your nose up at bad thoughts. So this page is talking about like when you turn your nose up at something, it means to refuse. So I wrote that down. What does it mean to turn your nose up? It's like not willing to do something. I refuse. So I refuse to believe that I'm on the wrong path in my life. I am exactly where God needs me to be. I refuse to believe that I can't get better. With God, I'm growing in a positive way and in life daily. And lastly, oh, not lastly, I refuse to believe that I'm not worth it. God died and rose again for me. I'm absolutely worth it. And so I refuse to accept negativity. So whether it's coming from me or wherever. So these are all my refuses. It says walk in your purpose, never forget, like who you are, what God did for you, everything. Walking in your purpose. That's you being in tune with God and knowing what He has for you, or trying to actively seek Him to find out what He has for you, and just following that path. Like you will know. You'll be like, this is not for me, or this is for me. Let me continue down here, even though it might be hard. Something that's not good enough for you when you turn your nose up at it. God has something better for me. I believe it. So depends on what, like how you take that context. Like I won't be like, oh, God has a better man for me. I'm clearly married. So it might be a better opportunity, better position, better job, better friend, or just better day. But you got to use your wise hat. Um, to not accept something because it's not good enough for you. So I wrote that along here. I made some extra blue dots. I do things like that, like just adding the blue dots. The yellow trim comes with it, but the blue dots do not. And there's the pups. Okay. But let me show you when I did it before with the here we go. This is thinking highly of yourself. That's what this spread is about. But you see how I added the pink dots on the giraffe right here along the edges and everything. So that's what I did there. Often you'll see that I make these lines. Again, you can think on your own like, oh, Kelly is so creative. It's like Kelly can't write straight. So sometimes she makes these lines to help herself. But I wanted to pull out the blue. So you got a lot of greens and pinks and yellows going on here. And then there's like a little blue here, a little blue splash here. I wanted to pull that out. And if you're wondering like, okay, this is the same paper as books because it's printed by Amazon. So this is book paper. What I use to like be able to get all these nice colors and stuff like that are Posca pens. This is acrylic paint pen. So acrylic paint kind of sits on top. It does not soak into. So I have the not primary colors, but your usual colors. I don't know why this one is here. I probably never would use this one. And I could have did with one orange, but I love me some orange. It's my favorite color. I understand the two blues and I understand the two greens. But 3 oranges. I never seen that before. But hey, I got them. I honestly felt like one of these oranges could have been like a lighter purple. That's just me. So I have that one. I'm not about to fight with you, box. I'm not fighting with you. And then I have this one, which has like the pastel colors, and that's why I got a lighter pink, another orange, a lighter yellow. Believe it or not, there's a use for a lighter yellow. I got a peach here, a purple, and I love this like mint right here, and then that blue. Let's try this again. Look at you behaving, box. All right. So I just wanted to pull in and tell you like how is she doing this? It's that. It's I also used my mild liners. It looks like a lot are missing, but I used them for Bible study, so I know where they are. But I do use these also. Not as heavy. I don't remember where I used them, but not as heavy. I don't use them as heavy as other things. This is the collage. Now, what you could have done with this page is rip it out. But I decided to keep it this way because I wanted to use the pages that were on the opposite sides of them. So I left it intact. I said, stop overthinking. This was something that I wrote. This is the first thing I wrote on this arch was stop overthinking ... Okay. Now the way this page comes, just so you can know what I did versus what was already here. Oh, good. Oh, when I first did it, I didn't have these in there. Okay. They were in the back. I think both of them were in the back. Or did I not even make this one yet? Okay, well, this was actually never in the proof. I did it because my patrons said that they really liked this one and that they wanted a second one. So this was extra. So you got to watch another video to see like how that started off, to be honest. Just wanted to pull in to show you like the tidbits of where I got some of the other things from. So when you see like the words and things like that, this is where it comes from. This is the kit that's online. I gotta use this word fetty. Oh, because this is not done. So this is not finished. I just wanted to show you what I did so far. So I put pray for people suffering with their thoughts. Like some people are like definitely in a bad place because of the things that they think about themselves or just about the world, and it can be overwhelming. So I wanted to pray for them. This is confirmation because I didn't know what to do with this little piece that was left over. So I just confirmed, stop overthinking. I wrote that a long time ago. And when I went back to write this, I used that same pen, the Posca pen, and put, yep, I sure will stop thinking. I just confirmed it for myself. That's all I needed. Can't stop, won't stop praying for the mental health of myself and others. So I just put that there. This is reiterating and going into praying for other people. If you can't see it, I did put something right over here. And then I come to find that everything is okay. Thank God I made it. That actually is inspired by a Stain song. Stain is a rock group from like the early 2000s that I used to listen to. And there's a song that, there's a lot of songs about thinking poorly of oneself and trying to come out of that. And this particular song, I don't remember the name of it. The lyric is talking about how everything is okay. Like everything turns out fine for the person in the song. Over here, I say, so when you think about it, it is still just a little thought, but action is what makes it real. Okay, so there's a difference between thinking something and actually doing something, and how you have the power to withstand from doing the bad thing that you may think about. So let's say you think I can't possibly train hard enough to run this 5-mile marathon. You have to think past that, and your actions back up the fact that you can. All right. Or you get at least closer to that goal than what you would have been if you would have just sat in that thought. So that's what this is talking about. And do my actions promote the positive thoughts I aim to have? So my actions need to line up. Like I can't only just speak well of myself, like do well. If I'm saying I want to lose 5 pounds, then I have to back it up by drinking more water. I can start there. There's a lot of other things I need to do, but we can start with drinking more water. So I want to at least control the words coming out of my mouth so I can speak life. So it says, speak life, lady. Look at this. I'll be yelling at myself. So that's what I have so far. I did write in the words of this is a big piece of wood. If you probably can't, I put a lot into this, but this right here, the back of it, if you can tell probably from right here and these lines going through, this is wood. Okay, so it's wood, and then I added art onto it. So in the grooves of the wood is what I write. So that's why it looks like some words are going up, some words are going down, and because the lines of the woods are going like different places. So I wrote on those. You don't have to do that. You could just write straight across if that's your jam. But like I plan on following these lines as well. That's just how I prefer to write on here. This was just a gray blob, and then I added some paint splatter to it. I love this little cluster of paint splatter over here. Oh, I like it. I put so much on it, it created some other colors. All right, this one I decided is nice, white, and clear. I was going to leave it that way. There is a a blue streak here of like a brush. I used a brush here. So it's light blue. I think you can see it. Let me see. Where are you? Okay. All right, that's what it looks like. So this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. Okay, so I wrote Matthew 23:12. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. So I had humble and exalted, exalt, and I defined them and then journaled about them. And then I talk about my salvation here and how it comes from the Lord, and through him I'm given true love, true grace, true mercies that allow me to take on the wicked ways of the world and the thoughts that I have and the things that I'm trying to accomplish, like keeping me away from sin that drives me further away from the goals that I have, the place that God wants me to be. So then I write here, keep my mind right, God. Like I want to stay humble and know that God is in control of everything. Like never should I ever feel like I'm doing this by myself on my own. If anything with me, I have the power to mess it up greatly by my actions. But I don't want to think that only my actions are what gets me where I want to be. I am woman. I haven't done this one. This is Proverbs 31. This is the washi tape inside of it, like the file that I made for the washi tape. I put that in her hair wrap. Haven't done this one. This is real tropical. Okay, here's my big cat going across all of this, and it's a orange dot grid. All right, so the first thing I put on here was elevate and relax yourself. Like that is what he is doing in this tree. He is cold chilling. Okay, he is sitting up in this tree. He is perched, and he is fine. Okay. And I say, what can you see from up here? Like up in the tree, they are able to hunt. They are able to stay away from harm. They are able to relax. Like, whew, just breathe. Okay. So I said, wild cats can place themselves in high trees to relax and elevate themselves from problems or simply protect themselves. I should be doing the same thing. Like elevate myself, put myself in a higher place, either mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever I need to do, and stay there. Stay up in the high trees where you belong, girl. Like I think I yelled at myself a lot in this journal. And then talking about, God, you gave me many opportunities to rise instead of taking the low bar. Okay, so you do have, so let's say there's an opportunity to do something bad. There's always that out. There's always that opportunity to do well. And there's always that safe place. I don't know why, but right now I'm thinking about when you go and play Monopoly. Like some people get really, really upset when they be like, go to jail, go directly to jail. But it depends on your situation. Sometimes that jail piece is like that woosah. I get to sit here and just relax, come up with a new strategy for the game. So sometimes we might be in a place that we don't necessarily like, but it will give us that time to reflect and think about what next moves need to happen. I can protect myself by going to higher places, and so I will. All right, and I wrote here and here. This one was for looks because clearly I got dots, but I wanted to have those there. So that's something else that you can do. I used a brown Posca pen. I was really into doing the little dots and lines on the outline of the big cat. If you don't know what pen I'm using, I am using a regular ballpoint pen. So yeah, just something regular. I mean, it's in this packaging, but if you just grab any ballpoint pen, it works best. I do not recommend my Sharpie pen that I usually use for everything else, like in my Bible and everything. I use this pen, but this pen will have you writing on this page and the next. Okay, so do not do that. Definitely don't do this. Okay, nothing Sharpie. You can use the test pages in the back to see, you know, what's about to go through. All right. Haven't done this page yet. There are some extras that I put in here from the so it probably came with this one, but I added these 2 pages. You can add as many as you want. Here is the every thought is not simply just black or white. It's not simply just this or that. Sometimes there's a gray area, and so I have these wonderful gray, black, and white type animals here. You got the rhino and the zebra. So balance is what I journaled here. Every thought is not necessarily just be good or bad. Sometimes there's negativity that has a balance. Sometimes it's a warning to stop, to pause, to reflect. Negative thoughts are actually vital to our well-being and mental health. That's what I wrote here. So this is a silver Posca pen, but it's like silver as in, you see that? So what's so good about the bad? So I got this from a article. I journaled about how bad thoughts could be helpful, depending on your outlook of the bad thoughts. So if you have a bad thought about how you're stressed out, all right, like sometimes it's not, oh, let me just ignore that, let me do what I need to do, to think positive of it. Or do you need to get out of that relationship or that friendship or that position or that job or that task, that ministry, or that whatever you put on yourself or whatever you said yes to? Do you need to start saying no to stop from being stressed out? Don't just ignore the stress or get past the stress or say the stress is bad. The stress is there because something else might be bad. So accept negative thoughts. So accepting negative thoughts and emotion can actually lead to greater clarity and understanding of my life. So I give examples of me feeling like I'm not a good Christian. And instead of harping on, oh, you are a good Christian, you are. Why would I feel like I'm not a good Christian? Like, do I feel this way because I'm not going to church? Do I feel this way because I'm not studying like I should? Does this prompt me to start evaluating my why and not necessarily ignoring it and saying, oh, that is a bad thought, I'm going to just not think that? Like, no, maybe evaluate why do you feel this way? Like, if you feel like I'm a bad mom, like I felt like that, oh, I feel like I'm a bad mom. Well, sorry about the dogs. Why do you feel that way? And it's because, oh, I feel like I need to spend more time with my children. Then that might be your solution. Like, not to just counteract it and be like, oh no, I'm not supposed to think that way. I'm absolutely wonderful. You might want to think, oh, well, what can I do to get to where I want to think I am? So that's how you kind of embrace. This spread is totally different than a lot of my other spreads. I really did enjoy the thought process of it, the research I had to do in order to have the journaling for it. And that is how I use this particular spread, since it is talking about how there's a gray area to it being yes, no, bad, good type of thing. What's in the middle? Over here, I'm talking about moving when God tells me to move. This is my note to the Holy Spirit, like guiding my life, because that's where I want. I don't want to go on my own little tangent, on my own little road, make my own little way. I am flawed. I am often wrong, so I don't trust me. Kelly don't know what she's doing. So this is my note. Spirit lead, spirit led and Bible fed. Oh, that's so cute. Little note. So since I wrote here like just line by line, I don't know what I want to do on here. I don't know if I want to go here and here making columns. Do I want to keep the party going with the straight? I don't know. So I stopped there, and yeah. And I took this out of here again. The extra pages that I said I had, I ripped it out and used it just to add something extra to the page. And this is just paper. I just cut some regular paper up and wrote on it and glued it. And you can do the same thing too. This paper is in your Wild Thoughts journal on the back of this paper right here, right before you get to the fussy cut zone. I'm thinking I'm actually going to leave these in here and put journal cards on here and talk and do it that way. I'm thinking I'll wait till I get there, but I absolutely don't know what to do with this, so I turned the page. On here, I decided to use a Post-it note. I just wasn't ready to write on the page, so I have this note here. I might leave the note there and then do other things, but this is Slow Down and Enjoy Study. This is one of my Post-it notes, and it says, as I study for another episode of Cookies in Christ, please clear my mind and my thoughts, Lord, so I can be focused. All right. That was just me writing a note. All right. Yes, Jesus loves me. Absolutely. I know this. It is nice to put it there to absolutely see and read again. Working with yellow Posca pens could be difficult, but I made it. It says love and grow. I wrote inside of the little circles. Did I do that again? Like, didn't I do that somewhere else? Let me see. I felt like I did it somewhere else. Oh, right here. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. God's love allows me to think past the harshness that I put myself through at times. Um, what is this that took my life and made it beautiful? It is the love of the Lord who loves me despite me. That's strong. This right here comes from a Mary Mary song. This question, what is this? That's from a song, but then my answer is from my heart. Um, let's see. Okay, it's God's love that allows me to see beyond the worst parts of me. Um, I can always lean on this fact, capitalized fact. This is scripture, Psalm 17, 7 through 8. I added yellow paint on this side with the Posca pen just to tie in the yellow. I just thought that the page was very, very neutral. What other pages are like this one is kind of neutral, then I threw that in there. I got the yellow disc. Believe it or not, there's some yellow dots up in here. You probably can't see it. Let me see. There they go. And then there is another neutral page. See, it's kind of like how this was neutral, and then this yellow, this pink splatter came with it. I put that there for you. But then there are some pages that are neutral, and I did not put anything there and left them neutral for you to decide if you want to add a splash of pink, a splash of orange, or whatever the case may be. So I added a splash of yellow. So that is on you. If you would leave it neutral if you want to, though, of course. I don't know. I decided not to journal here, but I feel like I will come back just because it's a nice little chunk of space that I can journal. But sometimes it feels good to just be, like to just have nothing there. And then I can focus on these 2 points. So I'll see. This page I'm so excited to write on because it is so different. I remember doing the cat and putting the outline on it and just making it look real. I don't know why it looks real 90s to me. But this page I'm excited about when I get there. Here, I already said I feel like I'm going to journal like this and just journal my way down. Because if I journal this way, it's like skipping. I just can't. I can do that down here. I can do that here. I can even do that here. But with that W, I felt like I should turn the page sideways. So that's the plan. I don't know. I might not, but that's right now. That's the plan. And here is this collage is done. The other collage is not done from what I believe. Yeah, because I want to write in here. I got to write in here, up in here. This little yellow piece right here. Like there's other places for me to write on this collage. I feel like I did everything here. I was going to put something here, but I didn't want to clutter it. So there's a whole bunch of just little words, phrases up in here. So loving on myself like ... smile and laugh daily. It's the law. Sometimes I wish I could just stop. The good and the bad. Just want peace, just quiet, no thoughts at all would be so nice. Like just, I can't cut my brain off. I heard there's a medication for that, Ativan or something. Let's see. Print Pray Slay has been such a blessing towards my spiritual growth. Yes, Lord. Oh, but wait, I'm truly blessed to be a part of so many lives. I get to reach people as a mother, a wife, a teacher, a friend, a family member, co-worker, and on social media. So I'm really thankful for that. Lady, you are fierce. I really don't know how you do it. Girl, it's God. Me writing to me. You have got to be the best you I have ever seen. Do you be you, Kelly dear? Oh, I'm the best wife, my husband ever had. My kids have the very best mom they ever had, like in their entire lives. I actually say that, like in their entire lives. My parents have the best daughter, and my family and friends are so blessed to know and spend time with me. This is me boosting myself up. Like if I read this one, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to smile like I'm doing right now. But it does promote like a positive thought. I promise myself, think about and focus on the grace more. It will have you appreciating every moment in life. Yes, the hard times too. Do it. Look at me yelling at me. Bible. Read, listen, obey, share. Repeat. If I could, I would, but I can't, so I ain't. Did you try? This is coming out of her mouth. I added these two girls. I cut them out of the back. There's a fussy cut section in the back of this. I have them here. Right? But there's also a fussy cut section in the back of the book that has the dolls and the plants and the animals and all of that. The frames are all back there. So I cut it out of here. I wonder what God has for me in the future. I'm excited to get there because I believe there are great things in the works, but I know there will be some challenges too. All right, and I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. So it's been a fun time, a fun month. Oh, I definitely want to use. That's the cat from the beginning. Somewhere in the beginning. Did I not use this cat? Where did I use this cat? That was the cat that I was going to use in the beginning. Ooh, I changed it. Oh, so yeah, I have to use that cat. I don't see it anywhere else. Ooh, absolutely. I'm going to definitely use this. What was it, cougar? Okay. I put the leopard there. All right. So that is my flip through. I can say, I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I was about to tell you what my, I don't know. It might be the collage. It might be the collage. And I really adore this page as well. I don't know. But let me know how you feel about my flip through. If you have any questions, if you have any notes, if you want any clarity, if I skipped reading something and you're like, I think I would have grown from knowing more about what you were doing there. If there was a page that I skipped over that I didn't go over, it's because I went over it in a different flip through. So you can check out a previous flip through to see how that goes. But this was my January and February, to be honest. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to the summer. Like, I really, really, really have been enjoying my journal. I was just really, really sad that I wasn't able to do much of it when it first came out. And so now I am like all in. What is going on here? Look at that. So now I am all into it and getting the most out of the joy that it brings. And I'm excited about that. And I love that, like, that's why I haven't done the page where I can add more paper to it. Right here, because I don't know how much I want to add. So I think I'm going to do these sheets last, because, yeah. So I don't know. But I'm excited about it. I really am. So thank you all for watching so much. I really, really appreciate it. I've had so much fun in this journal, and I hope you had fun just watching me have fun in this journal. If you have the Wild Thoughts Faith Journal, please let me know how you've been enjoying it. If you have any questions for me, but again, it is on Amazon, so if you want to check it out, that'd be great. All right, bye.